There are shows with psychics.
And there are shows with doctors.
But there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
and street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight,
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
In tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic
and the Doc, and it starts now. Well, here we go. This is a very, very important show tonight because the theme of it is, do you see what I see? I'm Mark Anthony, JD, Psychic Explorer, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, the one and only Dr. Pat Baccili. And, you know, Dr. Pat, when we picked the theme for this show, because, you know, we all have heard the Christmas song, Do You See What I See? We didn't realize that there was something very unusual that maybe many people could see. There is a rare Moon and Mercury conjunction only tonight. And of course, it's one of those things you got to catch it either right before sunset or right before sunrise. But what I have on this is that the Moon and Mercury align perfectly in the sky, offering a rare and serene spectacle. The moon, glowing softly with its silver light, reveals its craters and surface features clearly. Just beside it, Mercury shines brightly, a small, vivid world, its disk clearly visible and glowing against the dark backdrop of space. So, yeah, do you see what I see? Well, I was going to run out and see it, but we had the show starting. But for everybody, the Moon and Mercury in conjunction. And, you know, we're actually going to have a new show next week on Christmas Day. And but we are here tonight taking your calls, and that's 1-800-930-2819. Now, Dr. Pat, do you see what I see? What does that mean to you?
Hey, I see an amazing transition because we're already done with 2025. The energy of the 1 year has already started. By the way, can we stay with the moon for a minute?
Sure.
Tomorrow, how the new moon in Sagittarius will affect your sign tomorrow. And thanks to Lorelei, who does a great show on Joy, Lorelei Robbins, and I get all of my inside stuff from her. But there is an energy shift already. There's something afoot. Who used to say that? Afoot? I hope you guys can hear me all right, because I have to wear this wonky headset until my equipment comes to New Jersey. But I'll tell you what I'm struck by. Thank you for that. The moon and Mercury. Mercury is about communications. And today I had two polar opposites experiences with Verizon. Two. This morning, a call from it has to be the worst customer service call I've ever had around my bill from Verizon. But I didn't give up because I've been a long-time Verizon client. And by the way, I work for the phone company, blah, 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 blah. And then tonight, this is what you're talking about, energy and communication. This is what that moon and Mercury is about. It's how you can go from an experience. Tonight, I spoke with two of the most incredible customer service people. One of them took a look at Linda's TV, the whole spiel, didn't change her bill, and for $29 more, bumped her up to a gazillion channels. Then he hooked me up with Kevin for my phone. Kevin, see, this Mercury is all communication. So this is the communication, one of communication. So then Kevin comes on, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk. I can't talk about it because blah blah blah. Kevin comes on, and I said, Kevin, we need new phones. What can you do? Kevin whipped up the most incredible plan with two amazing new phones. And no, I'm not an iPhone user. And when Linda said, should we get an iPhone? I said, only if Jessica comes out here for a month to teaches you how to use it. That's the only way you're getting an iPhone. Kevin, I'm not kidding. Kevin then goes through and I said, can you please replace the tablets? Can you give us new phones? And can you reduce my bill? Now, people would say, what are you out of your mind? But see, this is the energy now. We're in the world of possibilities. Heaven not only did all that, gave us a better plan, gave us better phones for $35 less than I'm paying for my rickety dinkety 50-year-old phone. So, why am I sharing that? How you go through life and what you do in situations. And I was tested this morning, 3 hours on the phone, hung up on me, never called me back. But we can't give up. And so, Mark, the holidays, the ignore my the holidays. Here we go. You ready? I once a year I get to say this. The the holidays are enveloped in Jupiter magic.
Wow.
Jupiter magic. It's no good. Mark, I want to ask you. Do you feel like this? I'm gonna read a couple things and then you tell me.
Okay.
No coincidence that everything feels a little bigger, a little brighter. Everything from the festivities to the quiet hope in our hearts. What's to come in the new year, one thing is for certain, and it's that Sagittarius season is fueled by the hope and the wonder, including the Stevie Wonder. What do you make
I
of that?
love.
What do you make of that?
Well, it's a message of hope, and I think that is a really positive message because we don't know what the future is going to have. I mean, yes, I'm a psychic medium and I can get glimpses of future events, but that doesn't always mean I understand what the messages mean. Okay. And we can go through a whole bit of that, but hope is very important, and the hope of a brighter future, the hope that things are getting bigger and better. It's very easy to look at the world as being in a complete state of turmoil, but then again, it always has been. So you have to look at yourself. Do you have hope? Are you looking for a brighter future? And if so, what are you doing to make it a brighter future?
That's what I love about a show. You and I have been doing this, and then we did a show play, right?
Yes.
To air. So tomorrow, December 19th, at exactly people, if you astrology, astrology is so exact. It's just crazy. I mean, 8:43 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon, get ready, will renew itself at 28 degrees of Sagittarius, signaling a powerful reset. Hmm.
Okay.
But at
It's
the edge, but look, at the edge of the fire sign, there's always something, right? It's an equivalent to a clean slate, Mark. That's what we're talking about today, too.
yes. And also we have the winter solstice coming up, which in
Oh.
the northern hemisphere is the shortest day of the year, daylight wise. For our friends in the southern hemisphere, it's the longest day of the year. But the winter solstice. See, that's why Christmas is this time of year, because nobody knew when Jesus was born. So it was in the year 300, around the year 300, it was Pope Julius the First they decided to take the Roman festival of Saturnalia, which sounded like a lot of fun. It was sort of a feast and big drunken orgy and all that. But what it was, yeah, the Romans, certainly partied till they dropped. But the reason that they had Saturnalia, people were terrified of winter. Food supplies ran short. It was cold. You could freeze to death, starve to death. So there was one big bash, one big like last bash before the winter set in really, really heavily, and people were terrified because of the darkness of the year. So Pope Julius said that Jesus was symbolic of the light coming to earth. So let's pick December 25th as his birthday, the light coming into the darkness. So it went from, let's call it a practical holiday, to one of a metaphysical and symbolic, a metaphorical holiday.
Ooh.
And then the Romans and the Greeks also celebrated solstice, which is generally on December 21st. December 21st. It moves back and forth a day or so, which is the shortest day of the year. So this time of year has always had spiritual significance to it. We also have Hanukkah going on. Hanukkah, talk about a festival of light, lighting the candles. And so every culture has a festival of light. The Hindu festival of light is Diwali, which is a whole lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because people are afraid of the darkness, and historically, I mean, when in the olden days before electric light, I was reading this article some time back. It was in Smithsonian. People used to sleep like 10 to 11 hours a day, because when it got dark, you went to sleep. And when it got light, you got up. And think about a world with no electrical lights. I mean, talk about, it was really dark. Most cities didn't have any form of lighted streets, so it was dangerous to be out of doors, because the people who were out of doors were up to no good. So as time progressed, and cities got more organized. They started having lamp lighters, and then gas or oil lights, and then gas lights, and then electric lights. So there's always been this balance in the universe between the light and dark. So do you see what I see? When you see the light, you see quite a bit. And the light is always there. And the light, even a single candle flame, is more powerful than the deepest, darkest, blackest
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. I got to go to Montana where Jessica's from, and I had heard about the big sky. But when you see it, you can imagine folks crossing the plains. You can imagine the sky. No lights, no city lights, stars, just amazing. You could see everything in the sky. I mean, if you go back to Egypt and you saw what the Egyptians saw in the sky, we would understand better the symbolic nature. But
Yes.
here's the thing. One of the greatest debates I've ever heard in the 23 years I've been doing this show has been on a panel of astrologers debating whether Jesus was born under the sign of Sagittarius or December 25th under the sign of Capricorn. One of the best arguments for one or the other. And they came to the conclusion, like my sign, that you could have a sun sign in one zodiac symbol and a moon sign in the other. But Mark, I want to tell you, along with what you're saying about the light, I'm not joking about tomorrow. It's more symbolic than you think. You see, every year we go through this, but this year in particular, every moon presents an opportunity for renewal, every new moon. But this one is especially bold. It's fiery. It's momentous. In a nutshell, the cosmos is calling you to question the stories you've been living or telling and decide whether they still feel true. You know, governed by, if I must say, the larger than life Jupiter, it's a big fat old planet out there.
Yeah, it
You know,
is.
yeah, it's someday I always thought when I was a kid, I want to go up there. Okay. I mean, in my physical body. But it is also, Mark, exactly what you said about the spirit. It is the planet of growth, it is the planet of wisdom. But here's a little known fact, it is the planet of faith. This is the time where our faith may get questioned. However, we are in retrograde in Cancer, but there is a need to go inward. Now, I move clear across the country, and I hope, Mark, one of these days we do a show that's called Murphy's Law in Reverse, how everything can go right.
That sounds great. Let's get it scheduled.
That's got to be under the Capricorn moon.
Absolutely. Speaking of everything going right, why don't we take a quick break and then let's come back and go to the callers.
Let's do it. Hey, everybody, welcome back to The Psychic and the Doc. I just want to explain a little bit about the show. So, when we open the show and Mark and I chit chat back and forth, it's because we have so many people calling into the show that we have to allow for Sierra and Linda and Jessica and whoever else is out there to answer the phones. Once we know those phone lines are all yanked up, filled up, we are ready to roll. Sierra, who do we have?
Up first, we have Regina from Rhode Island. Regina, you are live.
Hi, Regina. How are you?
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Laura. Hi, Mark.
Dr.
Dr.
Laura, you mean
Laura.
Dr. Pat. Dr. Pat.
I was
I mean,
Dr.
Dr.
Laura.
Pat.
It's okay. I was Dr. Laura
I'm
in my
just-
other life.
So you've been making the rounds on
Okay,
the talk shows, have you?
I am just so nervous because I'm just like, all of a sudden, I'm just like, wow. Listen to all those advertisements. I mean, it was meant to be that I called you tonight about the death doula, about things that happened to me this week. It's just, my head is tingling right now. I just don't. One thing that I'd like to share, and maybe you can enlighten me. I kind of feel I might have an answer now after listening to you guys. But this past week, I lost my son and my husband within 2 years of each other. And this past week, on my phone, this song kept coming on without me even turning it on. And finally, I listened to it to see what it was, and I looked at the name. And it said, I'll See You in My Dreams by Bruce Springsteen.
Oh my gosh.
And then that night, I had a dream of my husband. And my husband told me, he came in the door and he looked kind of upset with me. And I said, "You're coming to visit me and you're upset with me? What do you?" And he said, "Gina, I have to talk to you." And he held my hand and he said, "You have to stop wishing that you were with us." He said, "It is not your time and you have a purpose here." And in the dream, I'm just like, well, what's my purpose? I mean, because I'm so broken without you guys. And he said, it's going to come to you quickly. And I'm kind of confused because so much is coming at me, but I did take a death doula course at the Omega Center. And then I'm listening to your advertisements and that's coming on and that's resonating with me. And I'm just thinking, wow, tonight was a night for me to call.
It is.
And by the way, you know, the advertisement you heard is from one of our hosts who is called the Death Doula. Right? You know that, right? That's who that was. So what you're connecting the dots. After Mark is done, I'm going to help you out because you're right on, Mark.
Yeah, first off, Regina, what you just described are perfect examples of what I have termed spiritual synchronicity. Is in the dream you had your husband, and that was not a dream, that was a contact experience. And it's not that he was angry with you, it's that he wants you to realize that even though he and your son have exited this world physically, there's still, your relationship with them is now spiritual, and that you have many things here to accomplish. And you taking training about becoming a death doula, that's a great responsibility and a beautiful mission. This is going to sound very weird, Regina, but if I say electric can opener, or just a can opener, but I'm going to electric can opener, what immediately comes to mind for you?
How difficult it used to be for me to open things up, and John used to do it for me. That just popped in. Yeah.
Yes, because when you said you lost your husband and your son, and then you started talking about your husband, he came through and he kept showing me an electric can opener. Because, I don't fling out random kitchen appliances hoping to get a hit, especially a can opener. And your response, you're obviously learning very well on your spiritual mission. It was very difficult for you to open up these cans, and John, being your husband, used to do it for you. The can is
Yeah.
representative. This is what he's telling me is representative of where you are at in life and your feelings, your emotions, your desire to go on. Everything's like, ensconced, trapped in this can. But now that you're working on becoming a death doula, and you're expanding your spirituality, that is symbolic of the electric can opener. So not only did he, in the practical sense, help you open cans when you were here, now in the spiritual sense, he's helping you open and get access to yourself. Now, with your son, there's a younger male coming through, and I'm getting this very difficult sensation in my throat. You know when the doctor gets with that tongue depression, they go, ah, like that? I'm getting this
Yes.
very difficult swollen sensation in the throat. My stomach feels sick, meaning he may have been having difficulty with his esophagus, GI tract, stomach. I'm also getting a dizzy disorientation. So something was going on with him prior to passing, which is affecting his mental focus and clarity. And all of a sudden, I feel like I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Now, obviously,
Yes.
when people physically transition, their lungs and heart stop, but this is like a clamping sensation, like something just shut his cardiopulmonary system off. Now you can respond. What was the cause of passing of your son?
They said he had it was his heart, cardiomyopathy. So he had, they told us that he had a virus a couple of years before, and they think that it settled in his heart, and it just woke up. The way they explained it, it just woke up because he was so worn down that he basically just couldn't breathe, and he kind of just passed out.
That would be the dizzy disorientation, would be the passing out, certainly the
Mm-hmm.
rapid cardiopulmonary failure, the swollen sensation with his throat, mouth, esophagus. I wonder if that is how he's transmitting to me the virus. Did he have any history of severe? I mean, everyone's had sore throats, but did he ever have any significant history of sore throats or swollen throat?
No, no. But
Okay,
what they explained
go
to us
ahead.
is that he couldn't breathe.
Couldn't breathe. All right, so that's what I'm getting. You got to realize the spirits, they give me these physical
Yeah.
sensations. So if he couldn't breathe, it was like, okay. So we got your husband with the can opener. We got your son here, and
Mm-hmm.
they keep talking about Texas, the Texas two-step, Texas two-step. You have to start doing the Texas two-step. I don't think they necessarily mean a dance. This sounds like
No.
a Dr. Pat smiling. Dr. Pat, what is your interpretation of the Texas two-step? Oh, you're muted, Dr. Pat. Oh, still can't hear. Nope. We're having some technical difficulty here. Okay. So Regina, is Dr. Pat, did you just say something?
Yeah, how about now?
Yeah, you've got you now. Okay, go ahead.
Uh, do you dance?
Do I dance? No, not really. Not any. No.
Who's the dancer?
By myself, I might. Well, by myself, the dancer. My niece is a ballerina. professionally.
Okay. So you dance by yourself. Did you say that? Did
I
you say
do.
I dance?
Yes,
Okay.
I
So
do. I do sometimes
that-
to release.
exactly. So what does a can opener do?
I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Hold on.
Dr. Pat asked, what does a can
Can you hear me
opener do? Yeah.
What does a can opener do?
Yes. There's a connection here. I know what Dr. Pat's saying. Okay. You said
Okay.
dancing
Well, it
releases
opens.
you. There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
okay. I
Now
get it.
do you
Yes.
see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, I get
Perfectly.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think the message you're getting is twofold. What sign were you born under? Do you know your
A
zodiac
Leo.
sign? Okay, you're a Leo.
Yes, I'm a
So,
Leo.
okay. So Leos love outside. They love to get out. You're not getting out. You're not getting out.
No.
But your joy wants to be taken seriously. You're a joyful person. Do you hear what I'm saying?
I-
You're a joyful
Yes.
person.
Yes.
That's
I
what you're
used to
being
be.
asked to do. No, 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 no.
Eh,
You are a joyful person who went through a horrifically grieving time. But you've got that joy. Take that joy, spend it with people you love now. Because the people that have went on are happy. They're joyful. They're looking at you and saying, crack that can open, girl. Get yourself on the dance floor and get out there. Have fun and enjoy life. You understand?
Yes. Yes, I hear you. I could hear them saying that too.
So what are you going to do? This is me now in my Capricorn moon. Tell me what you're going to do to change that. Can you connect with your ballerina? What can you do to get out and do something for this holiday season? Even if it's volunteering, you understand, volunteering is amazing.
Yes. Yes, and I love doing that. I do. And I I work in mental health, so what I do, like what I'm doing right now, my goal, and I know this is small, but to me it means a lot, is that when patients come in, if I could make them smile and feel a little bit better, it makes me smile. So
Yeah.
that's kind of, I know it's a small thing, but that's what I'm doing because they're having such a tough time themselves with the holiday, you know, and I feel I have strength from my son and my husband. I feel they're giving me strength that I can give that to other people. Does that make sense?
That's
It
some
does
can
make
opener.
sense.
That is
It does
some
make
can
sense.
opener.
Look, I'm going to give you an affirmation. Are you ready? I want you to repeat it with
Yes.
me. I allow
Okay.
joy. I allow joy to lead me forward. Go ahead.
I love joy to. I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry, Dr. Pat.
I allow joy. I allow joy. All right, keep going.
To lead me
I
forward.
allow joy
To lead me forward.
to lead me forward.
Now say it
Now,
Okay,
all.
I'm
Mark,
writing that down.
I got one last part, Mark. Help me with this. I
Okay.
let my creative desires bloom without hesitation.
Did you get that? I let my creative desires bloom without hesitation.
Oh, that's a good one. I love my creative desires to bloom.
To bloom.
Without
That's your
hesitation.
mission.
Oh, that's a good one.
I want to
Okay, I
thank
will
you for
say
your
that one every
service.
morning.
Yeah. Look, my mom committed suicide. My mom had mental health issues. If she'd have had people smile at her like you just shared, maybe she would still be here. So I want you to honor
Yeah.
every smile that you give another person, even if you don't know if it's being received, because it is.
I just want them to feel that they're seen that somebody sees them. That makes me feel good that somebody sees them. So by you saying that, yes, I will continue doing that.
Thank you so much.
And I'm
Thank you
sorry
so
about
much
your
for
mother.
calling in. That's okay.
Thank you,
Believe
and
me.
thank you, Mark.
Oh, thank you, Regina. And I know Dr. Pat and I have talked about this a lot. Sometimes when you're grieving and you're feeling blue, the best thing you can do is something for someone else. And you're doing that. And you're doing that
Yeah.
because by making other people feel positive and happy, our producer Rocky just messaged me. I'm going to mention an organization. It's Helping Parents Heal. Write this down,
Oh, I'm part of that.
helpingparentsheal.org.
I met.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm part. And I did meet you there. I met you there the last, or I
Oh,
listened to your speech, which
okay.
was wonderful. And
Well,
my
thank you.
husband, I brought your book home. And before my husband passed, before we knew he was sick, I gave him your book, and he has passed that book out to so many people. The frequency, he passed it out
Yes.
to so many people because he just connected with you. So that's
Oh,
yes, they are a great organization.
yes, they're a very healing organization because there's no better time for grief. Grief is always crushing, but this time of year is
Yeah.
especially difficult. And so thank you. I'm going to be one of the keynote speakers in 2026 at the Helping Parents Heal conference. So if you're there,
Oh,
please come
good.
up and say, "Hey, I'm Regina. I called into your show and talked to you and Dr. Pat." Because let me tell you,
I'll
Dr.
tell him you
Pat,
talked to me about the can opener.
that can opener. Dr. Pat
Yeah.
has, Dr. Pat, whether you realize it or not, you're quite well known through Helping Parents Heal circles,
Yes.
because every time I'm at a conference, people come up and say, "I listen to you and Dr. Pat every week," and I really, it's such an honor to work with Dr. Pat because
Yeah.
she has such a wealth of wisdom, and then the life experiences you have been through, Dr. Pat. I mean, you're like a battle-hardened, forced recon Marine with a PhD in psychology. I
I'm
mean,
just warming up,
Oh my
people.
goodness, Dr. Pat. I would love to
Thank
get
you
to know
so
you
much.
more, hear your stories.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna we got lots more coming next year. It's a 1 year, it's a new year. And remember that for yourself.
Yes.
This is a fresh start for you, okay?
Okay.
and
All
you can
right.
tune
I
into
thank you for.
the Dr. Pat show every day on the Transformation Network. So Dr. Pat is out there, and she's a mover and a shaker, and she's doing it. So definitely.
Thank you, Regina.
I
Thank you
will.
so much.
You guys brought me to you for a reason, so I'm going to follow.
Also,
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
thank you. You bet.
Thank you.
Wow.
And I want to thank Regina for mentioning my book, The Afterlife Frequency. If you go to my website, which is afterlifefrequency.com, you'll see where you can order my books. These are the gifts to give yourself if you're grieving, or if you know somebody who's coping with loss. My book, Never Letting Go, is a guide on the journey through grief. Evidence of Eternity bridges the divide between faith and science, and The Afterlife Frequency further bridges the divide between faith and science. All my books are recommended by the top afterlife research scientists in the world and recommended by hospices and grief counselors worldwide. And I wrote them to help people. That's why I wrote them. Also, I write for Best Holistic Life magazine, and you can find out about bestholisticlife.com. You can get a free subscription, an online subscription. You can also order the hard copy. And every month I write for them. And this month I wrote a seasonal article entitled, "Is There a Ghostly Truth Behind a Christmas Carol?" And I analyzed and did research on A Christmas Carol in Charles Dickens, and it appears that A Christmas Carol is more than just a story we think we know, but it's actually based on a mysterious, ancient, supernatural phenomenon. So If you also want to better yourself and uplift your mindset, go to unstuckable.com. That is Dr. Pat's website. And I love it. She came up with the term unstuckable because we all get stuck in something in life, the funk, the gunk, whether
Yep.
it's physical, mental, emotional. And if there's one person that can get you unstuck, that's Dr. Pat. And so visit unstuckable.com.
And by the way, if you go there and you see under maintenance, we are revealing a whole new platform for January. We're redoing, it's a year, it's a 1 year, it's time to knock the crust off. All right, Sierra, who do we have next?
Up next, we have Amanda from Connecticut. Amanda, you are live.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Dr. Pat and Mark.
Hey, Amanda, what can we do for you? Now, you called in last week, right?
Yeah.
And we told you to call back
Yes,
because you had some job interviews coming up. So what is the scoop, Amanda?
I had 3 interviews and I got the third job with a higher pay due to my experience, and they offered me the job right on the spot for a brand new Whole Foods store that's opening up in Connecticut. Not till February, but they offered me.
Yay! Congratulations! See, we
Thank
told
you.
you. We told you.
Amanda, how do you
So I couldn't
feel?
wait
How do you
to call you
feel?
guys.
How do you feel, Amanda, about that?
When I heard them say that, we're going to give you the position with a literally $18 pay an hour, which Connecticut's going up to $16.94, and the reasoning was due to all your experience. And I was the only one, guys, to walk in with a resume to the hiring event, and the guy commended me on that. He goes, "I've never seen this yet today." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're the first person that's walked in and handed me a resume."
You know, everybody wants everything online, online, online. Look at my phone. Look at the barcode. Look at sometimes old school. Now, certainly have your online skills together, but walking, and I believe we told you to make sure you
Yeah, we
do
did.
that.
We did.
Yes.
Yep,
Always
I
be
brought that
prepared.
resume to each job interview.
Yep. So you walk in and they said, "Oh, she's got a resume. This means she's prepared. She looked, foresight, planning. You did a great job, Amanda.
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel when
Yeah.
they offered you that job on the spot? I know
Yeah.
you felt good, but describe for our listeners, how did that make you feel?
Um, Hearing that I'm offering you the job right now with this is your pay higher than normal person getting a position due to your experience. Like, I felt like I was actually being kind of acknowledged, appreciated. Like, my voice was finally being heard. That all my previous jobs and experience that I shared with them, and everything that I did in my past job where I wasn't being acknowledged, is starting to pay off. And the, now is my team leader once the store opens and I get in the swing of things. He also told me, he goes, "If you want to move up, like, there's plenty of opportunities." He goes, "If you want to go to a different department, I'm not the type of management to hold you back. I will support you. There's a lot of growth and opportunities. Like, I like what I see here." And I kind of didn't know what to say other than, like, this is kind of the best early Christmas gift that I could have or receive. Like, thank you for this opportunity. And I just kept thinking of the show last week. Like, okay, I really wanted this position, or like to be able to start in a new store. And I really was focused, like reaching out, like, "Hey, when's this location opening? How could I apply?" Like, I went in and I owned it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you something to do. Are you ready?
Okay.
I want you to get a thank you card.
I was thinking that.
I want you to get a thank you card and write it to your new boss. You don't have to write a lot, but write something from
Okay.
your heart. Like, "Thank you, Mark. I'm so appreciative of Mark Anthony, my co-host. Every time we come on, and I hear him speak about me, it's such an honor to be taking this journey with him. And I don't say it enough. He is an incredible, incredible human being. And when you hear those words and that note, what it does is it closes a loop with gratitude. That's the next move for you. So please go ahead and do
Okay.
that if you.
You know, Dr. Pat,
Okay.
first
So
off, thank you. And Amanda, I want to go a step further too. Definitely send the thank you note to your boss. But the
Hand
other
it to
two,
him.
but the other two interviews, send each of them thank you for granting me an interview and considering me,
Yeah.
because that way that will stick in their minds, and they may at some point in the future reach out to you with another opportunity. Always be classy, polished, polite, and professional. I
Yeah.
remember I was in front of this mean, nasty, cantankerous judge, and he just hated, it seems like he hated the whole world. And I had this guy come to me and he hired me, and I was in court the next day, and the judge says, "Well, you're going to trial on this tomorrow." And I had a reputation in the community for always, I was always prepared. And I said, "Your Honor," I said, "with all due respect, I have been in front of you for many years. I've always been polite, professional, and prepared. This man just hired me. I know nothing about the case. I don't have any evidence. And with all due respect, the court is forcing me to commit malpractice by forcing me to go to trial tomorrow." And I never forget, he went from a mean expression to he exhaled and he goes, "I'll give you a 30-day extension." And I could have gotten nasty and angry, but I just reminded him, always take the high road and be professional. And the thing is, in business and in life in general, people are going to be really nasty. I speak at conferences, I do things, and generally, what I present, people seem to enjoy it. But there's always that sourpuss, somebody that's got to say something negative. "Well, I didn't like your talk," or this or that. And I remember this one lady, I gave this brilliant. It was brilliant. All right, I mean, I got a standing ovation. This one lady, "Well, I didn't like it." And I had to catch myself because I was ready to go into lawyer mode, and I wanted to say, "Well, you didn't enjoy it because my talks are for more educated and intelligent people." So that would have been very elitist, and I'd basically be saying you didn't like it because you're stupid. But instead, sometimes it's better just not to say anything. But in this case, even though those people passed on you in the interview, take the high road, always be classy. See, in this day and age, we're losing etiquette. Um, I was raised to open a door for a woman, and I get someone, and they start da 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 da. Look, I'm all about equal pay. We're equal, 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 but there's some basic civilities that should still
Open
come
the
in.
door for everybody.
Yeah, open the door for everybody. Thank you notes, like what Dr.
that's how
Pat
I
said.
brought up.
Thank you notes. Yeah,
Yeah.
please and thank you. Be gracious. If you bump into somebody, excuse me, because we can't necessarily change the entire world, but we can influence our little corner of it. And once again, do you see what I see?
Mm.
That's what you see.
Right.
Now, I want to give you a caution, Amanda. I am now on the East Coast in New Jersey. I used to go and live in Connecticut. And I'm telling you,
Yeah.
don't be surprised one day if I show up at your Whole Food store. But you're going to have to tell Sierra before you hang up which store it is, okay?
Okay. So I was thinking about the whole thing. That's like what came to mind. Like I have to somehow thank this guy, like my team leader. And I did say, well, what position are you to me? Are you my team leader, or like what position? Like how to address them? But he's not. So he's coming from a different store to open this store to be the front end team leader. So I was thinking, do I send it to his current store and address and hope to put the right person, and at least a
Send
little
it
note
to
like the
both of
person
them.
open.
Send it to everybody. Send everybody a thank
Well,
you note.
definitely send it to the person who interviewed you, because when he gets that, he'll tell other people. It will spread like wildfire.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, there's an old saying, my dad taught me: you can never lose a bad reputation. Okay, you can never lose a bad reputation. So that means give yourself a good reputation, because once you do
Okay, so
that
still send it to a
nasty,
Tony.
rotten thing, then you got that
Yeah.
bad reputation. You're not gonna not get around it.
And I'm going to leave you with this. Whenever you don't know who you're working for, how you're working for them, you always want to approach the job by saying, look, I'm here to support the team. Can you give me a little guidance who I should support today?
Okay.
Who can I learn from? What would you like me to do? Be yourself. You're an amazing woman. Don't forget that.
Thank
Don't forget who you are.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love good news. Yeah. Oh, can I tell a quick story?
Please do.
It's a funny story, but I got one of the biggest promotions of my life. Do you know how? I used to work for AT&T Bell Labs Bellcore, and I for a period of time I reported to the executive team, the big cheeses. And I remember one of the vice presidents of the biggest division software, and I used to have to wait outside the men's room for them, because if the phone rang and it was for one of them, I would have to go in the men's room. And I would have to tell them, this is before, so I would have to tell them that they had a call. So I remember Bob comes out of the men's room, the senior top guy, the number 2 guy, right? And he comes out and he's got toilet paper on his shoulder. And he's walking through, and all of the other vice presidents, all of his assistants see the dang toilet paper. And I'm thinking one of these idiots is going to say to him, dude, you got toilet paper on your shoe. None of them did. I go running down the hall before he walks into the boardroom, and I grab him and I said, wait a minute, wait a minute. And he looked at me like, who the are you? I said, listen. And I whispered in his ear. He looked at me, took that toilet paper off his shoe, and the next day I had a promotion working for him.
Wow.
None of them. An entourage in the hall. They would let this man walk. These are the kinds of things that you don't think about yourself. You have a moment. And see, that's the theme of the show, Mark. See, that's what you do. You don't think about yourself. You're thinking about the people that are calling in. There's no greater honor. I'm rereading Viktor Frankl. We have one thing we could choose: how we are in the world, how we feel, no matter what situation. You're in a concentration camp and you're experiencing joy. For this holiday season, put your differences aside. Mark, you said it. Shine the light.
Shine the light. And no matter how dark it is, you can always see the light. And I think that's a beautiful way to end this show. Do you see what I see? Everybody, the Psychic in the Doc, we will be back next week on Christmas Day. So if you're having the doldrums or just want to be part of the conversation, we'll be back on the Psychic in the Doc. And we're going to be here every Thursday. So everyone have a beautiful and a blessed holiday season. And I want to make sure we get to everybody. So please, everyone, have a Merry Ramahana Badi Dwali Kwanzmas. All right. We'll see you next week.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the Psychic in the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.